Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 4-hour time frame, because obviously we are seeing a massive dump to the downside right now. So let's talk about the most important support and resistance levels that you need to pay attention to right now. First of all, starting with this massive level of support that Bitcoin has already touched, sitting from 62.4K all the way down to 60,000 US dollars. And I am not expecting that we will just fall straight through this unless we get some crazy kind of news event. And the reason why is because in the past, this has acted as a major level of support in previous dumps. So therefore, I am not expecting us to fall straight through this. And besides that, if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame, so for example, on the RSI momentum indicator, you can see that we are already in oversold territory. And yes, of course, we can go lower on this RSI, but at some point we will need to see the RSI kind of reset back to the upside. Now, the way the RSI resets is either by the Bitcoin price getting some bullish momentum in the short term, or even when it is just trading sideways, because when it is trading sideways, the RSI will move towards the 50 level, indicating that there is neutral momentum in the market. And yes, since we are in oversold territory on the 4-hour time frame, as well as basically trading inside this big level of support, I do think at the very least we will see some choppy sideways price action for a little bit in order for that RSI to reset. Now, besides that, taking a look at the Fibonacci levels for Bitcoin on this daily time frame, as I warned about in yesterday's video, if we lose this Fibonacci golden pocket as a level of support, then I said likely we will be reaching 63,000 US dollars in order to grab all of that liquidity at 63K. And now, of course, right here you can see that we got that daily candle close below the golden pocket, and right after that we just dumped straight to 63,000 US dollars. And this is also something that I mentioned in my trading signals group where I share my real-time analysis on the market. So I said if we lose these two levels of support around 65,000 US dollars, then likely we will come down to grab that liquidity at 63K. Now, of course, today we saw that move down to 63K, and here you can see some wins from the community earlier today. In fact, you can see Pop Darts here with a very nice 69% gain on WEX. So if you are not a part of the signals group, then come check this out, guys. All you have to do is join the Road to 1 Million community on Discord, which you can find the link to in this video description. And once you're in the community and verified, you simply go to this Trading Signals Access channel, just read what it says right here and follow these 3 steps, and you will have access to my real-time analysis as well, completely for free. Now, moving on with this Bitcoin analysis, as you can see right here, we just touched the 0.5 Fibonacci level, sitting at about 62.6K. So this is again going to be an important support level. So this is again a potential level where you could see the price bounce from in the short term. And keep in mind that basically this entire section between these two levels here is a big level of support that I mentioned earlier on in this video. So I would say shorting anything between these two levels right here is going to be a dangerous game where suddenly it can just turn around. However, keep in mind that on this daily time frame, as well as on the 4-hour time frame, the trend is down and the momentum is down. So if you are going to be longing here, well, in that case, you are trading against the trend, and you should also be careful with that, especially if you are using leverage. So am I telling you that you should be careful shorting with leverage and that you should be careful longing with leverage? Yes, that is exactly what I'm telling you. Leverage can be very dangerous. And if you're shorting here, you are shorting into support. And if you are longing here, you are longing against the trend. So therefore, you should be very cautious. But of course, if you're doing it on the lower time frames and you're making like these quick in and out trades on a nice setup, then yeah, of course, you can just keep trading and not have to worry too much about this longer term trend here. Moving on to the Bitcoin liquidation heat map for today, as you can see right here on this 1 month time frame, we took out this exact level of liquidity right here at about 63.1K, like I mentioned in my videos. But as you can see, there is still quite a bit of liquidity all the way as low as about 55,000 US dollars for the Bitcoin price. Now, I do think 55K is a little bit of a reach so long as we hold this 60K level as a level of support. If we really lose 60K, then yes, we should be looking at lower price action once again. But I will talk about that when we get there, because so far we are not close to that 60,000 US dollar level yet. And like I said, we are basically in big levels of support right now with the RSI in oversold territory on the lower time frames. So therefore, I will wait with my analysis on all of that until potentially tomorrow's video or the day after that, when we have a bit more clarity, because we just got this massive move to the downside. Now, lastly, taking a look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables for today. Yesterday, we saw a net inflow of about 300,000 US dollars, which is a very small inflow. I would basically equate this to zero, because on average, the Bitcoin ETFs are buying over $120 million worth of Bitcoin every single weekday. So basically 0.3 is going to be a very small inflow, right? So the inflows recently have been pretty interesting. We saw these massive inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs at the exact highs of this recent move to the upside. And then after that, we of course saw that massive move to the downside. So now all of these people are underwater on their trade, which is interesting to see, because so far what I've seen from these Bitcoin ETFs, they are showing the exact same behavior as retail traders. Because so far, like for example, the biggest net inflow day was at the exact top at like 73K or something like that. So do they know something we don't, or are they just following the classic retail strategy of buying high and selling low? I guess time will tell, but I will keep an eye on these inflows every single day. Therefore, if you are not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you are subscribed with notifications on so you can stay up to date with the crypto markets. And besides that, don't forget to come check out the Road to 1 Million community on Discord, where again, you can get access to my real-time analysis of the markets completely for free, simply by joining the community and following these 3 steps right here. Either way, if you do end up joining or not, this has been today's market update. Thank you very much for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.